everybody. It's Amby Warhol, the Pretty Flacco, Fly Nerd Group. We are here today with something exciting and special for Juneteenth. We are at the Tap Room for Goose Island in Fulton Market, right on Fulton Avenue, just west of Ashland. Today we're going to have a conversation with Brewer Sam Ross and one of his friends, Chad, who work at Goose Island. They put together a great beer in honor of both Father's Day and Juneteenth, which happens to land on today. That beer is in commemoration and in honor of Baptiste Dusable, who is known as the father of Chicago. This beer is going to incorporate a lot of historical elements from Chicago, Indigenous Americans, and the French tradition from which Baptiste Dusable has come from. So with that in mind, we're going to go inside, we're going to have a chop-up conversation, we're going to build, and we're going to talk about this exciting beer that they put together for us. Come on in. So, we're talking about Zealous Hunter. What's the inspiration behind that name, guys?
Baptiste Dusable. First of all, it was a beer in honor of him. So today being Juneteenth, it's being like a crazy. If you're from Chicago, a lot of things meet up today with Father's Day, Juneteenth, Baptiste Dusable. So Baptiste was the father of Chicago.
Right.
And today is Juneteenth.
Okay.
And when he got here, man, he was trapping, literally. The father of trap.
He started the city by setting up a trade post.
He was he set up the first trading post here. That's absolutely right. Yeah.
And phonetically, it just looked and sounded really good too. It was I don't know. You don't see a lot of beer names with a big Z at the beginning of it. So.
That's true. That's true. So zealous. It was reflecting the zeal that he had for coming and setting up shop here and making Chicago what it is, or starting Chicago on the path towards what it is.
Yeah. Chicago, and just black people in general, or just immigrants in general, because once we start researching the story, Chase is coming at me every day with man, did you know this? And did you know this?
That's what's up.
Man, bro, stop checking my black card up in this right? So once we got up into the story, it's a very interesting story. I challenge us as nerds, our group, freshman year in, but I challenge our group to really get into this story. So I say, once, not just as Chicagoans, just as black people, once he found out it wasn't so popping here, he moved it on to down to the Midwest. He's we hunting for better opportunities and better opportunities.
And he trailblazed, he picked a spot that no one else was dealing with. So tell me about how all of that history and everything that you guys researched and how you consistently checking his black card led to Zealous Hunter being the taste, because it's a unique taste. There's a flavor to it that I can't quite place, but I'm sure there's something historic that is tied in all that.
Yeah, so that's a lot of trying to come up with the concept, and Sam had kind of the prompt for the beer, and I have a recipe and art history background, so I was really wanted to dig into the research and make a beer that kind of reflected, I guess, the background and history of this person and time, and so it's based off of a bière de garde style, which is a French strong ale.
Yeah.
And him being French Haitian, we took that aspect, but we wanted to tweak it and make it reflect the kind of American Midwest roots as well. So it's mostly American ingredients in it, but we did use red flint corn, which is kind of the key unique thing that wouldn't really be in a bière de garde. And it's an old variety of corn that would have been grown and eaten all across the Midwest and Haiti as well. And it's still widely grown in Haiti today. So it's sort of a historical grain to use.
Yeah. So I take it that's where the beer de maize.
Yeah, so that's kind of
basically beer corn or corn.
Yeah,
corn,
precisely. Yeah, it's since we tweaked a pretty classic style, I didn't really want to call it just a beer de garde because of, you know, the purists out there would be like, it's not really.
It's not really that,
yeah. So yeah, we called it the beer de maize.
So with that being said, basically what we're talking about is you pioneering just like Jean-Baptiste Dusable did, and you've created a new lane because now that you have a beer that has its own name, you know, the beer de maize, that can now be a thing that other people model after and kind of, you know, you can hear about another beer de maize in the future.
It's definitely the only one in the city. Definitely one in the city, and it's just like Chase said, like he with his history of art history background, he just wanted like everything was just like a symphony for this cat. You know, he just wanted everything to match up well. It's like even though it's a beer de garde, we just feel like you said, for the purists, we just a beer de maize, and which makes, like you say, a very special style. I think it's like very interesting. You know, we've drank beers I've been collaborated with before. I think this is very special and very unique.
Yeah. Okay. So we mentioned Jean-Baptiste Dusable being the father of Chicago, hence the Father's Day Association. It's also Juneteenth. Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh, man. First of all, like, with being a 1% in the craft beer industry, and, like, we're pushing every day for diversity and inclusion. And I want to thank, first of all, thank you, Goose Island, for this opportunity. And I want to thank my brother Chase, man. Like, everybody sees Sam, brother at the bar, this fly nerd shit, you know what I'm saying? I had bad days at work, man, where it's just like, hey, man, I don't think this the thing. And it's like, I get out and run a podcast, I'll be the next Amby with this shit. Or it's like, and he's like, brother, my brother sat here and was like, how is that going to have the next black brewer if you quit? So, like, this beer is special because it's like, yo, you just can't talk shit with this. You got to help me research this. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Hey. Commitment. So, like, being like, so with it being Father's Day, with it being Juneteenth, it's just like, these are the resources I have. Like, I'm benefited by being associated with Anheuser-Busch, where it's like, I don't have to worry about if a pump go down or it's all on me. Right. You know what I'm saying? I have the support of a big company. And then, like, even though it's no one that looks like me in my company or talks like me or go through the same shit, or, like, nowhere, like, 95th and a damn Ryan is on a daily basis, I still have support from my brothers in the Midwest to get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people that don't look like you understand what you're going through and what you're doing. And, like, that's why I'm blessed to have, like, people like Chase, people like my man Dave, Tootsie. He'll kill me for saying that, but, you know, people just people to just support, bro.
Work.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's talk about the flavors that are inside of this beer. Let's get to the brass tacks. Let's get right down to the nitty gritty. So when you drink a beer, everybody is going to respond to different things. What is it that you're hoping is the thing that people respond to when they taste this beer?
I hope they kind of pick up all the it's an approachable beer for one, so I hope it is welcoming to all types of people, but there's a lot of thought in the recipe construction and how we treated the fermentation that I think there's like a lot of interesting layers to this beer that it makes it stand a little different from, like, say, like cream ale or American lagers. The choice of red flint corn was like, it was really kind of the anchor to this beer that, like, helped tie in and tell the story. But it only comes in, like, grits form. Like, you, as opposed to other grains, you can get them kind of pre-cooked and processed and just ready to be brewed with. But
you gotta start this one.
You gotta start this one. It's very gelatinous before you do that. So we had to do what's called like a cereal mash to prepare it to even be brewed with in the first place, which adds at least like an hour and a half to the brew day in the process before you even start the mash that you would do for a normal beer. But it was important to us to take the time to do something to use what was one of the most authentic ingredients in this beer. Okay. And beyond that, there was a lot of the style in general is like a simple way to think of it is it's either kind of like a dirty lager or like a really clean ale. It's kind of like a hybrid beer style. So this is actually a mixed culture beer. We used lager and ale yeast in this. Kind of started it the way you would a lager, and did sort of a free rising fermentation to get more expressive yeast character and better fermentation out of it, and kind of finished it off with a more aggressive, fruity farmhouse style ale yeast. So when a lot of people see mixed culture, they have connotations of like wild ales and things like that, and so this is like a clean mixed culture beer.
Okay. Now, when you say clean, what do you mean?
Clean as in people associate lagers with being clean, where they have a more subdued kind of yeast and fermentation character, and this has a mixture. It's like has a little bit of clean classic lager character, but it also has kind of a bright poppy ale yeast character that I think really comes out in the carbonation and plays off of the hops that we used in it.
Okay. So let's talk about this. So the red corn part is the thing that really intrigues me the most. So we're saying that in doing the research, understanding that Jean-Baptiste Point Dusable is French Haitian. So you guys found a correspondence to the Haitian culture, to one of their crops, right, and said, okay, we're going to go there. We're going to utilize their red corn to make this the base for what is going to become this unique beer de maize.
Right.
How did you get to that? I mean, for real, like, yo.
That's kind of where this whole thing started.
Once again, thank you to Goose Island, because it was hard to get, bro. Like these type of ingredients that are over in Haiti, and like it's hard for them to leave here, and then like farmers of this nation, like they're too busy growing potatoes and stuff like that. That like getting this red flint corn is very hard to get, and like we want to thank the R&D department for getting it for us, and just like it started with like me coming in every day throwing some shit on the board, and like
it was like 2 weeks of it just spitting,
pushing,
throwing shit on the board, and like Chases my Don C to my Kanye, man. It's like the only guy not looking at me crazy, like yo, hey Sam, like I think this mic can work, but this is what we have to do. And then it's like you got to talk to the bosses to like, hey, instead of working your 8-hour day, can you work a 10-hour day
to get this done?
To get this done, to tell this story, because it's so important. Because nerds need to hear this. Everybody needs to hear this story.
This is history.
And it's like, I know hazies are the thing, and cold IPLs are the thing, but can you take a chance on us on a beer style that ain't been done in like 200 years, or ain't even, like you say, ain't even a real style? We invented a style.
Yeah, so. And see, y'all don't realize how important. That's the part. So you invented your own. This is literally something like, that's why I keep stressing that. Yeah. 10 years from now, this could be the thing that is bubbling and popping in the brew culture, where everybody's saying, okay, what's different? What can we do? We can do this. Now, you guys are the front runners, and of course, you guys went above and beyond. And I can safely say, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are stimulating Haitian economy by outsourcing red corn.
Well, it's like with this buzz, with this word of mouth beer we got, man. the Haitian people can't, this big, like I say, it's so hard to get this ingredient, Amby. It's in Iowa, man, or it's in the Midwest, or it's and they need that's the thing, man. I don't want to challenge us to really think, that's the thing, with this, I don't want to get political, but man, everything, bro. I originally wanted to do a black rice lager, right? I'm just really talking my shit, right?
Okay,
Just stop me, Chase. You know what I'm saying? But the U.S. government, black rice is what Haitians eat, right, in their meals and stuff like that. But the U.S. has really stopped that rice from coming over here.
That's correct.
From over here.
Correct.
Or if you want it, you know what state grows black rice to cut it off, cut that embargo off?
What state?
Arkansas. So if you want to make a black rice Haitian meal for you and your lady, right?
You got to be in Arkansas.
You know what I'm saying? That black rice is really coming from Arkansas, bro.
Yeah. See, we could.
It's a whole rabbit hole.
We can do this about
man.
that.
We can really do this.
But the beauty of what you're doing is that you made a decision that still adheres to the responsibility and code that Jean-Baptiste started. Because this beer is a trading post in and of itself.
And it was important for me, I'm not Haitian, so that's why I did research. I know, surprise. But
me, 2% Neanderthal, motherfucker. That's for the barrel crew.
Yeah, but so I'm at least gonna do as much research as I can to try to make something feel authentic and make, decisive ingredient choices that reflect.
Respect for that.
Yeah, right.
Definitely respect for that. I mean, so for me, just the fact that the history is correlating to Jean-Baptiste, that alone is something that it's forgotten in Chicago lore. It's one of those things that people don't really mention much anymore. It's been drowned out by the Chicago fires and because obviously we got a soccer team. And it's been drowned out by the corruption of governors and mayors and all these politicians, and that's the Chicago legacy that we think about. But this beer allows us historically to go back into a legacy that deals with entrepreneurial. It deals with the spirit of freedom, because he was pushing envelopes just in the strength of, number one, he was a free man. He came here and did something, obviously partnering with Indigenous Americans. Mm-hmm. We can get into, so I have to give a shout out to Moore's beer, because when we talk about Jean-Baptiste, you can't ignore the Moorish connection.
I'll be at the beach party right now. I'm in the Hoochie Daddies right now. Shout out Jamal, Dame, Sherrod. You know what I'm saying? Bro, we really pushed the envelope with this one, man. Everything you said, invention of styles. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Really talk that shit to Chase, because I'm honored to be, get to talk to you guys, and you push that in me, that it can be done. That can be done, and inventorship, and I get that Fly Nerd Group support, but yo, man, really talk that shit. This is a new style. It's a played upon style. It's the most man, I think this is the most authentic recipe in Chicago, man. I don't think people brewing for money, man. People ain't brewing for the love. You know what I'm saying? People brewing for money, they ain't brewing for the love, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we really brewed upon love. Each step of the recipe was thought about and cared about, and we could have cut corners, bro. And
no, this is Chicago history, and the beauty of it is, it's Chicago history. It's an element of Black Chicago history, and on top of, if you put that together, and you really think about the Chicago connection, what Chicago represents. Chicago is representative of what this beer is supposed to be in real world. So this is pushing that,
Yeah, no, it's what kind of both of those things you said, going off of how the history of Point Dusables was kind of ignored for so long, and how this is a beer that shoulda or could have been in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of like when I was going down the rabbit hole of research, that was like what I started nerding out about and kind of noticing and getting more and more driven by that. Yeah, it's like, it's funny who does get recognized and everything from that time. And, yeah, it was largely ignored until like the 1970s. So,
Well, I definitely, man, appreciate that. You guys killed this one, knocked it clear out the park. The history is intact. The flavor is intact. The concept, you created a new beer. I can't stress that enough. That alone, again, we can get into all the other variables, but it's new.
yeah.
The first. Y'all need to revel in that. Y'all need to party, throw this up. For real. Understand
We're
what
throwing
y'all
them back.
Yeah, y'all understand what y'all done. That's history making. So if no one else remembers anything else, they will remember that it is at this point in history that this kind of beer was formed. You guys forged it. It was your idea. You are the brain parents. You guys are the fathers. Maury has confirmed it. So, also, I want to give a shout out to Goose Island, because Goose Island is the one that made it possible. And I understand what you mean when you talk about, so anyone who has an independent brewery might say, let's try something, but do they have the resources? Do they have the reach? Do they have the funds to connect and make those nuances that you guys have put together?
Look, man, like, I got to step it up for my company, man. Like, yeah, we big beer, but we ain't in the business of losing money, you know? And it was a lot of moving parts to this one, man. And it was like, yo, they really, man, they really gave us a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and they really gave us a chance. And it's like, yo, I don't know, mustard guys, you know what I'm saying? I get talked, you know what I'm saying? We tease each other. They call me 312. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, they made it possible. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, they made it possible because it was red flint corn, black rice, bro. We're gonna talk.
Okay.
We're gonna talk.
What's next for y'all? Because, I mean, I'm seeing a marriage made. I'm seeing a marriage made in heaven right here.
Oh, man.
Like, so I know y'all gotta go.
There's always a book full of ideas, and it's the thing. It's like throw a dart at it.
This is my Don seat. Like, we on some flat nerd shit?
Yeah, let's go.
I come in every day and throw something at the wall. And Chase is like, it ain't gonna work. Or this'll work, Sam. But to who? Or, hey, that's a great, but that's the least selling style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, man, talk that shit. I don't want to lose this guy, man. You know what I'm saying?
As I said, match made in heaven.
Match made in heaven. And we're learning from one another. You know what I'm saying? Like when we do the collabs with the Moors and Funky Town J, Black Beer Baron, you know, I'm the Chase. You know what I'm saying? And then this one is like, hey, man, that ain't gonna work. We gonna do this. So I had to sit back and like, yo, let somebody else do
Take
that.
the guidance
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Sam, I need you to hook up with Amby. Talk to these people. Like, just chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know,
do your part, let other people do their part. There you go. Play
Both
your
drive
part.
each other and
you know what I'm saying? So like,
different strengths. So.
but yeah, like,
That's what's up.
bro, we got some shit coming. You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited for this. I'm excited to hear.
We got some shit coming.
Okay. Any closing words that y'all want to say?
Thank you. Thank you for everybody's time. You know what I'm saying? It's Father's Day. It's Juneteenth.
Look into the camera now.
Just want to say thank you to everybody. Fly Nerd Group. Everybody's time. It's Father's Day. It's Juneteenth. It's like everybody could be somewhere different. You know, shout to Kaz, shout to Amby individually, shout to Chase, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm trying to be the Kanye West, David Ruffin out here. And, you know, just to have everybody's support is everything.
It is.
Fly Nerd Group, hey, Market, baby. You know what catch us, Thor.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have much of a closer. I'm just excited to, you know, I like nerding out about beer, brewing beer. I'm just happy for the opportunity to really pour my creative energy into something that elevates a story and, you know, shines some appreciation in history on beer and the history of Chicago. So
I got exclusive.
Uh-oh, what's up?
Got exclusive.
Let's go.
Outtake, right?
Okay.
All right, Pete, just for the Fly Nerd Group, right? You put John Baptiste Dusable in the Wu-Tang name generator, you get over zealous hunter. You took the over out, that's how you got the fucking name. What's next? We doing a chicken and waffles lager. because chicken and waffles was based off of not race but class. So the jazz musicians that came back in the day would get off work at like midnight or whatever, and they wanted to like still be regular people and drink good ass beer. So like the supper clubs in New York would combine the early morning waffles with the late night chicken wings. That's what's next for me.
History! Yo, that's a Drew. So that's what y'all doing next?
I just committed them to it.
apparently.
Thank you, Amby.
Thank you.
That's the star screen. Thank you for setting this motherfucker up.
Yes! Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Now you got me excited for that one. Chicken and waffle beer. There's so many opportunities. I see the wheels is turning about what that can
Ludacris had an album called Beer and Chicken.
be. Ooh, you right.
We listen to Ludacris. Like we
He
work.
from
We
Brooklyn.
listen to Ludacris. Like that's our number one person that we listen to.
Why y'all do
Blast them all day on
Yeah.
Ah, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do Ludacris. We do a lot of RTJ. We do a lot of fucking Ludacris.
RTJ.
We do a lot of Ludacris.
RTJ, what they own, they also have beers. So
Yeah, but
Right.
but like seriously, man, we work to Ludacris a lot. Seriously.
shout out Luda then. You know, shout out Luda. Luda, you got
10
people
summers.
that make good
10
beer.
summers. 10 fucking summers.
Yeah, that's the
10
one.
summers. No, he dropped the album like 10 summers straight.
Yeah, he was the man for a minute. Remember, like
Like a decade.
Jay was worried. Jay was worried for a minute. Jay even said, like, I thought Luda was gonna take me.
It's just like, man, just that in your face, keep the, once the coffee wear off, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Keep it.
How's the coffee wear? It's
Some
all
some energy, right? Some high strong.
in the grub,
Which is also RTJ. That's also RTJ.
Right.
So that's what y'all are. Y'all like the RTJ of beer.
I didn't say it.
We love, I'll be honored. Not yet. Not
Listen,
yet.
the way, if you understand that history, RTJ snuck up on the industry. It was before people realized it, that these two individuals who were icons in their own right came together, released the album. The culture didn't know. Just like this beer, nobody was aware what y'all was doing, and all of a sudden this beer creeps up, and now not only did y'all make a good beer, but y'all created something new. With history tying into Chicago, that's RTJ history all day.
Like I said, man, sorry to drop a full outtake, but man, thanks for everybody's time.
That's it. We good. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, and man, I'm looking forward to that chicken and waffles. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I just committed.
All right, we out. Fly Nerd Group. Peace.